It's too hot in Texas. Let's go somewhere else. Let's get out of this state. So, here we go. Thanks for the ride.
You're welcome. Have a great trip.
You too. Alright, we're at the airport. Where should we go? Somewhere cold? It is 100 degrees here in Texas. Let's go. I got it. I know exactly where to go.
Excuse me, this is not Manhattan, and those are not buildings. Those are mountains.
Still hot in Phoenix, but at least they have poker here. Let's go find a casino.
First stop is the hotel, staying at the Sheraton Desert Oasis in Scottsdale, Arizona. Funny story, I've actually stayed here before. About 15 years ago, stayed here for a family reunion and just realized it right now. Right next door is the Fairmont Princess Resort. It also hosts the TPC Scottsdale, so I thought I'd check it out before heading to the casino.
We are at Talking Stick Casino Resort in Arizona. If you haven't figured that out by now, we're about to sit in a cash game before a 7 o'clock tournament. The 1-3 cash game has a max bet on any one card of $300. You can't go all in. There's a max bet. And then 2-5 has a max bet of $500. So I never played that way before, but I don't think unless I get a really deep stack from winning some hands early that it's going to really matter, really change my game. So looking forward to trying something new.
Let's go ahead and get right into the hands. First hand, I get King 10 of spades under the gun, and I raise it up to $12 and get 2 calls in middle position. So we go to the flop 3 ways. We're thinking of a good flop, and we hit it. 10 high flop with 2 spades. Can't ask for much more with this hand. We don't want to slow play it against 2 opponents. Just want to go ahead and start building a pot. So we decide to open it up for $15 and then get immediately re-raised to $55. The third player folds back to us. Unless he has a set, we're doing great against any cards here. We want to get as much money in now as possible. Don't want to let him draw a bigger hand. If he's got 2 pair, we might be in bad shape, but I can't think of a hand that we're way behind against. We have equity against everything, so I go ahead and jam it in. He doesn't immediately call, so I know we're not up against a set. So at this point, I'm praying for a call from him, which he does do. He calls. I think we're in great shape, but he turns over ace-10 offsuit, and we go brick, brick. So we still had plenty of equity as ace-10, but we brick out, and he wins. In the next hand, we pick up black pocket 3s in the big blind, and it goes 6-way limp back to me, and I go ahead and check to see a free flop. We hit a pretty nice flop. It's king jack 3 with 2 spades. Small blind leads out for $15, and we decide to just call. It's not enough in the pot right now to raise. So we just call, trying to keep some of the people in the pot at this point. We'd rather play a big pot than a small one with this hand so well disguised. So we just call, and just like we hoped, all 4 other players also call. So we still 6 ways to a turn card, praying for the perfect card here. We get a perfect card, 5 of diamonds, does not fail any straights or any flushes, and our hand is still well hidden. But now is the time to not slow play any longer. So when the small blind raises or bets to $55, we want to go ahead and knock out those big draws now. So we go ahead and pump it up to $155. And then we get folds from middle position 2, and then all the way back to the initial raiser, who thinks for a little while and eventually folds. So we win a nice pot.
Okay, so we ended up $4 in cash. Played for about 2.5 hours. Was up 200, was down 200, and got back to $4. So we cashed out. Now we just bought into the $200 7 o'clock tournament, and gonna try to win this one. It's the same format as the $65 one I normally play. Very turbo-y, but we are going to try to run it up. Into level 1, I first hand of the tournament get ace-king suited, raised it up, hit ace on the flop. The other guy re-raised me on the flop, and I just called down. He bet on the turn and the river, pretty large, and he was basically bluffing. I called it down. We waited about half our stack, about 5,000. So we're both. He's down to 5,000. I'm up to 15. After that one, at the very first hand. A few more hands after that, we get ace-king 2 more times and chip up again. We're at about 17K after level 1. Into level 2, not a lot of action that level, just kind of hung out. Been some crazy action at the table. Just I haven't been involved. Still sitting at around 17,000 chips. Started with 10. Blinds are at 1, 2, 2. So a long way to go. Only 36 players, so might not take that long to make a final table. But we'll just keep building the stack.
Here we are on level 3 of the tournament. The blinds are at 100, 200, 200. And we see pocket 8s on the button. And after 3 limps, we decide just to limp as well to see a cheap flop and hopefully hit something. We do hit something here. We hit a set, middle set. We're in great shape. Nobody's going to have pocket jacks here. Nobody's going to limp those. The only thing we're worried about is 10-9, but we'll find out real quick where we are against these players. Under the gun, bets 1.2K, and we decide to go ahead and find out where we're at right now. We raise it up to 3K, and versus the raiser, he's only got about 7.5K left. So we are going to go with it if he goes ahead and jams. And so it does fall back to him, but he just calls. And now we're off to a turn card, which is a great card. It's a 6 of clubs. We're still only losing to 10-9, and he probably would have re-raised it on the flop with that, so we're in great shape. I don't want to let him draw to a straight here or a flush, so I go ahead and jam, and he ends up folding. In this next hand, we are in the big blind, at blind level 200, 400, 400, and we get dealt pocket queens, the third best hand in poker. We are excited to get some money in here. The cutoff raises 1.8K, and the dealer calls. So we have a decision when it comes back to us. I'm not scared of the loose aggressive player in the cutoff. He's been opening very wide and getting it in light, but the dealer cutoff is worrisome. I do decide to raise it up to 6K with the plans of going with it against a loose aggressive player. I assume he's got the best hand here when he opened it up, and the button just calls. He does just call my bet, and the aggressive player, or the tight player in the button goes all in. With the loose aggressive player's dead money out there, I decided to go ahead and make a rejam. I don't think there's any way that that loose player can call here. So I do go ahead and jam. He does call. We go a 3-way all in. But we're up against King, Queen, and pocket aces. And it goes Ace, King, 10 on the flop, brick, brick on the river. The tight player wins the main pot. And the loose aggressive player knocks me out. I did not see him calling there. If the King, Queen doesn't call, I still have chips. Even against the aces. It's bad luck.
Rebought back in level 5. Blinds are 200, 400, 400. Bought back in for 10,000 chips. I'm up to 14,000 chips. Still a little below average, about 18,000 chips. Just playing smart poker. Not taking chances here. Need to double up here to get in good shape. So 27 left out of 50 total entrants. So wish me luck on trying to double up. Not my best tournament ever. I bought back in. I was pretty much short stacked the whole last hour. Ended up flopping an ace with ace 6 and getting it in on the flop versus ace jack, and I did not improve. Knocked out in 16th place. Did not cash. So down 400 in the tournament since I rebought. Time to go win it back in the cash game before we call it a night.
Back in the cash game. Here we go. We're on a 1-3 table again, and we get 9-8 of hearts on the button. There's an open and 2 calls in front of me, and I decided to make this into one of my 3-bet hands and raise it up to $40. I don't think this is a good idea based on the stack sizes of the 3 people that called. If any of them jam, and I'm in a really tough spot here, they're all short stacked, so I should probably better off just calling here rather than 3-betting. But hindsight's 20/20. I do raise to $40, and all three call, even though they're all short stacked. Flop is a good one. It's 5-4 deuce. So we are liking our position now. But the loose aggressive player from early position goes ahead and rips it in there for his last $80. And the tight passive player with only $50 remaining also calls. The third player folds, so it's on us. It's $80 to win a $380 pot. There's no way I'm folding here. The odds are just too good. I do call. The loose aggressive player turns over 6-4, so I'm behind him, but a great chance. The other guy, tight aggressive, has pocket kings. I go brick and lose the whole pot. It's kind of how the night's been going, so I hope I can turn this around. I don't see any way I could play that differently, except for the pre-flop raise. I don't think that was necessary against these three opponents specifically. I don't know how the pocket kings didn't just rejam on the flop.
Alright, taking a little break. Gonna switch tables. That table was up and down. Started with 600, down to 200, cashed out for 400, so down 200 on that table. Gonna try to go to one more table before the night's over and try to win some money back. So wish me luck.
I have one more hand to go over with you guys before we wrap this up. Under the gun raises $12, and I'm under the gun +2 with Jack 8 of hearts. It's probably a fold in a 9-handed game, but I was late and I was tired, so whatever. I called $12. The button raises to 30. They definitely could have punished us more here. It's a very small 3-bet. So when the under the gun calls, I'm getting a great price to call here, and I do go ahead and make the call. So we got 3 ways to a flop. It's beautiful. It's Jack 8-4. I go ahead and check after the under the gun checks, but unfortunately the button also checks. So we see a turn of an ace. Could be a good card, could be a bad card. It does go check, and then $30 bet by the button. I expect him to have a ace high card here a lot. So when the under the gun calls, I go ahead and raise to $100. I think I can't let anybody draw here to get a better 2 pair. So I go ahead and raise to $100. The loose aggressive player on the button is squirming in his seat. I know he has just 1 pair here. He definitely hit that ace. I'm having him on ace king, and he does eventually make the call, and under the gun folds. The river is a blank. It's a 6. It's a great card, and I'm trying to figure out how much to bet here. We have about the same amount left, about $170, but if he did hit 2 pair, I'm not comfortable jamming this in. I don't think he's going to call $170 with worse than my hand. So it's kind of a tricky spot. I can't check because then if he jams, I'm in trouble. So I bet $70 and then tell him out loud. I say, it's a great price. And that really gets him going. It gets him, he doesn't know what to do right now. He thinks about folding. He thinks about jamming. He tanks for 3 to 4 minutes. Just putting him in a screamer. It's actually kind of fun. And I know he's got ace king. He doesn't know what to do. He eventually makes the call. It turns over ace king. So we take down a very nice pot and get back to even for the cash game.
Time to wrap up. Thanks everybody for watching. Had a great time with this new property, Talking Stick. I'll definitely go back. I ended up down 400 in the tournament and even in cash. So please leave a comment if you liked the video.